We earn, buy something and save our money. Living beyond economy is impossible. What trends are dictated by the world markets and how do they affect consumers? Watch this in the program People and Economy.
Голосует за игрок под номером 4. Победа матча команда 1, 2, 8. Шериф игрок под номером 4.
Блин, 4, ну как? У вас девятка черная дает, вы здесь скрываетесь, не про 4.
A desire for gain, this feeling affects people keen on games by making them forget about everything. To win at all accounts and receive a good mood as a reward becomes their main objective. Table games unite friends, colleagues and make family members closer to each other. Feeling tired of electronic rivals and companions, millions of people relax in the world of table puzzles. It is very easy to find new friends here, and if a person is sitting alone, you can easily approach him or her and say, "Hey, want to play with us for a while?" It is great and gives a good chance to meet new interesting friends. People now cannot talk to each other as they used to do before. The number of fans of video games is even greater. Three-dimension design, high-quality sound, realistic maps and virtual reality are very popular today. Karan Makrichan won several battles, built a city and returned from a helicopter trip. However, he did it all in the cyber world, which he considers a full-time rest. I love games and I spend some of my free time playing them. Old games eventually become uninteresting and from time to time I visit a shop. If I see some new racing or strategic game, I will spend money and buy it. New games give us new impressions. There are a lot of gamers like Karan, their average age is from 18 to 40 years. Still, psychologists give certain explanations to this phenomenon. Adult people who did not play enough in childhood start to play such games. In adolescence or during the middle-age crisis between 35 and 40, men and women start to play games compensating the lost time. People pay quite a lot of money for video games. 2 years ago, residents of CIS countries spent on such entertainment more than $13 billion, which in fact exceeded the amount of box office receipts for motion pictures. Meanwhile, sales revenue from games in Kazakhstan last year exceeded $30 million. These figures will be growing due to the constant development and sophistication of mobile communications. The consumer market of smartphones is also growing and becoming cheaper. The market growth provokes demand. Supply also depends on demand. In 2006, programmers from Kazakhstan, owing to their developments, also became involved into the market of video games. And last year they started selling their products in global depositories. But as experts note, it is not enough for becoming widespread. Only being involved there is not enough. It is necessary to be at the top and have reviews from masters and observers whose point of view is valuable among journals, publishers and producers. Despite the rapid development of the video game market, table puzzles attract people's attention more and more. Pandemic, Crocodile, Mafia, Colonizers and many others. The global games collection counts for more than 1,000 names, and the majority of their players are adults, experts say. Table games support our brain activity, thinking ability and emotions. Games are related with a lot of emotions which we do not get in the real life. The revival of table games is explained by the appearance of so-called game cafes. Hundreds of such institutions, which propose to their clients more than 150 various games, are annually opened around the world. If you visit the cafe alone, the manager can join you or help you to find companions. Table games can be really thrilling, but playing them alone is hardly possible. Mobile applications are quite another thing. According to the statistics, 53% of smartphone users play games every day. Only last year, 200 million of tablet computers were sold in different parts of the world. At the same time, 70% of users of such devices were gamers. Mobile games attract users with simple graphics, easy operation and accessibility. Their price does not exceed $10. However, such cheap products for gamers turn their developers into millionaires. For example, the daily earnings of the author of the popular game Flappy Bird makes up about $50,000. Programmers of Angry Birds get more than 150 million euros annually. Such incomes are impressive. Still, few people know that costs for launching of such apps are far higher than one could firstly imagine. Developers from Kazakhstan spent almost $42,000 for the creation of a racing game, and the application for smartphones cost them $135,000. Nevertheless, the world's most expensive game was produced by Scottish programmers. Its creation required $264 million. These costs covered the remuneration of 250 developers, along with marketing shares and advertisements. Video games play a very important role in the life of Europeans. A social survey conducted by ISFE independent organization demonstrated that residents of this region dedicate to their computers or attachments more than 14 hours per week. 72% of respondents told that games improve their thinking ability, and some of them even declared about their dependency. It is not a physic pathology, it is rather a neurosis-like disorder. The popularity of video games can also be explained by a great number of sold personal computers, tablet computers and consoles. Record sales of more than 1.5 million of attachments per week were registered in Europe 2 years ago. Along with that, European gamers spend almost $14 billion on various online games and mobile applications. It is $6 billion more than 7 years ago. And it should be noted that in-game purchases in free games have made a significant contribution to this sum. Free distribution of games has demonstrated its efficiency because it allows making people interested in the process. For Europeans, gamers as well as developers still show great interest for tablet games. Many popular strategies and economic puzzles were invented in Europe, and the world's best sellers are mainly of German origin. Table games are especially popular in Germany, where, according to statistics, most of all puzzles are sold, and each family has at least 3 table games. Special attention in Asia is given to computer game competitions, better known as e-sports. In China and Malaysia, they are considered as official sports. Its tournaments are broadcasted in Japan, and in schools of South Korea, it is included into the list of compulsory disciplines. Owing to that fact, Asian e-athletes are more often becoming the winners of international gaming tournaments and enjoy highest monetary rewards. China is famous for the greatest number of e-gamers. From 173 million of gamers aged from 10 to 50, 130 million people participate in such competitions. The high level of development of computerized classrooms and internet cafes in China play a very important role. In fact, a lot of teenagers and school children who have no money for buying a computer can become familiar with computer technologies in internet cafes or e-game clubs. The gaming industry brings billions of profits to Asian countries and developers. Thus, last year, the revenue from sales of mobile and online applications in China made up almost $18 billion, in Japan $12.5 billion, and more than $3.5 billion in South Korea. The US is truly considered as the leader in the video game industry. Active sales of mobile applications, in-game purchases and e-battles brought to the country $20.5 billion in 2014. 146,000 people are employed in the gaming industry and earn on the average $100,000 annually. Meanwhile, games developed by US professionals are in demand all over the globe.
On all of them! Skewer him up! Blink, BKB, where is it? There's nothing! It's a double kill for O'Reilly! Super will go!
Table puzzles developed by US geniuses are also hitting world records. Poker, table football and the Monopoly, with 1/2 billion of fans throughout the world, originate from that country, and modern developments become top sellers within several minutes. We heard news that Western software developers were about to launch a table and e-versions of the game called Exploding Cats. They earned $10,000 within 20 minutes, $1 million within 3 hours, and $2.5 million in the second day. Meanwhile, the US authorities are developing all areas of the gaming industry and even open special institutions to prepare game engineers. For the last 5 years, the number of such universities rose by 54%. Gifted students are being given grants, the total sum of which last year reached $90,000. Games significantly contribute in the global economy, in particular create new workplaces. The staff of only one American game developing company consists of 5,000 people. Annually, they top up the global game library with $3 billion. Upon that, the lion's share of incomes is made up by so-called sand games. The entire world is open and you do here what you want. For example, people adore Minecraft, where they have just to put cubes together and build figures in a virtual sandpit, because this game has no objectives. Here you have just to build and develop structures. Some gamers build Taj Mahals or Mordors. The number of mobile gamers doubled in 2014. They are ready to spend on games from $10 to $20 per month. It was calculated that they form more than 30% of the main part of profits. However, those who are ready to spend no more than $5 per month make up 55% from the total amount. In 2014, global incomes from the game industry made up $49 billion. The highest share, 30%, accounts for multi-user e-games. Games from social networks are on the second place with 26%. The share of mobile apps makes up about 7% of the total volume. Mobile applications and e-games attract gamers due to their accessibility, gaming cafes with low prices and home atmosphere. Visitors have to pay $12 for 4 hours. After that, there are no time limits. During that time, a group of gamers will have enough time to play a wide variety of table games and applications. At first glance, the conditions seem favorable, especially taking into consideration the prices of table games. Thus, a usual Russian lotto costs $25 and Monopoly $50. Still, you can save your money by adding to your personal archive some amazing puzzles. Firstly, you can take the original of a game. After that, you can add some table or mobile applications. They are not expensive and can be used as additions to the original game. You can save up to 40% during sales. Usually such price falls are organized after holidays, and a couple of months after the first presentation, developers usually decrease the price of their game twofold. Buying computer games in the digital format is also profitable, as it allows saving both time and money. Instead of buying a disc, you can buy a game access code. You just take your card or Kiwi wallet and then download this game for yourself, as it remains registered on your own name. A licensed game should have several identification signs, a holographic seal, a sticker from the distribution shop, and special code for game activation. At the same time, the price of such a disc should not differ from its price on the global market. The Entertainment of a Millionaire, an exclusive game at the cost of $160,000, appeared in 2013. It can only be purchased by one person. The kit consists of a real racing car, game console, costume and racing helmet.